Hello. So this session is going to be called The Kids Will Always Love Their Dad. And my oldest is 35. Oh, should be 35 in March. And then the second one is 33. Then my son is 28 and my baby's 27. It just seemed like yesterday. And when their dad and I divorced, the oldest one was 17. That means then Mona was 15. Kevin had to be probably about 10. And then Nene had to be about 9. But we were separated like for two or 3 years before that, or longer. In 2015, Mona was born in 1990. So yeah, Mona was 15, Chanda was 17. The kids will always love their dad. And sometimes as a woman, actually kids will always love both their parents. But back to me, I always spoke highly of their dad, even though me and him didn't get along. I always let him know, and I let them know that he was a good dad. Just me and him at the time wasn't seeing eye to eye. Me and him didn't see eye to eye. And sure enough, as they got older, they still, just as much as they take care of me, they check on and see to their dad. And whatever you and your spouse went through or argued about or fought about, the kids don't know nothing about it and they could care less. That's their dad. Same thing with me. I'm their mom. They don't let him say anything bad about me. And I don't say anything bad about him. Even though he used to get on my goddamn nerves, especially when we was first, separated. I could just stab him with a toothpick. So it hasn't been easy, but we made it through, and it's going on. So if the oldest one was 17, she's going on 35, so that's close to 20 years ago that we've been divorced. And nevertheless, all we went through, don't even remember. But I seen not too long ago, Deion Sanders was on the football field with his 2 boys celebrating their win. I don't know what they did, but it was something big that he walked out on stage with them on the football field with the boys. And soon as their mom appeared, he mysteriously vanished. He ran away. And a couple of YouTube people have, gone over the story, what happened. But I remember when they had the reality show. It was called Prime Time. When he first was on there, he had his wife on there with him. And eventually they got a divorce. And I remember during the time of the show, he was mad because he said he made a lot of money. She was spending the money. And he didn't feel that he had to hire a maid because she was, he felt like she should be able to clean the house and do the dishes. He was paying all the bills. That's how he felt. But nevertheless, she felt otherwise. You millionaire. We should be able to hire a maid, and I should just be cute. But it was a big fight, and nevertheless, they got a divorce. It was ugly. For a minute, he was fighting her for the kids. She was fighting to keep the kids. But at the end of the day, them kids don't remember none of that. They just want mom and dad to show up on the football field for their great day. And what people don't understand is when you get a divorce, it don't end there. It don't end there. Because you still got the Christmases. You have New Year's. You have the Easters. You have 4th of July. Where these kids got to decide where they're going to go. Because if you're not together, they have to decide whether they're going to mom's or they're going to dad's. Now, this goes off into adulthood. They still got to choose. Do we go over to mom's or do we go over dad? And don't let mom or dad get a new spouse. And you got to learn to include them. So, in my opinion, from what I've seen, the divorce is just a piece of paper. You still have years and years and years and years to live, especially if you leave your husband when, like I said, my kids was little, like 8 and 10. And then the oldest one was 15 and 17. I still had to go through the graduations where he, and toward the end, he had a girlfriend. He ended up marrying her. But I had to, be there when the girlfriend come to the graduations. And I had to be there when he brought her to Thanksgiving dinner, which for whatever reason, I had kids, so I didn't really bring no men around my kids, which I could have, but I didn't. And it was painful, that you'd see him move on and you ain't moved on, I moved on, I left. I was big and bad, I left. But, when you finally see them with somebody else, it's, so that's why, like with Tia Mari, even though she big, because you big and bad, I left. But when them holidays rolled around and you still ain't met nobody, it's rough. Especially when you see your family members and they with their husbands and their spouses and everybody getting along honky-dory and you by yourself on the holidays. By yourself on the holidays. It's really rough. So, not to say that you can't make it. Not saying you won't make it. I'm just saying it's rough. If you have a husband or a wife, it's better, in my opinion, when you have the holidays together. Where when you're single, you single, which is nothing wrong with it. It's okay. But a lot of times, us women, me in particular, you might have thought the grass would be almost greener, so much greener on the other side. I'ma leave. Not knowing, even though he was doing crazy, now that I'm older and I look back, it's like, oh no. The grass is not necessarily greener. So if I was to tell my, younger sisters, like Tia Mari or whoever, or actually my daughters, and I tell them, they know, I tell them, get along with your husband. It ain't nothing out there. And like I said, when you get a divorce, those holidays be rough. Because like I said, as the kids get older, they got to decide. Do they want to go to mommy's for Thanksgiving? Do they want to go to daddy's for Christmas? And they have to choose, which, as they get older, they start having their own families. So it gets a little easier. But it can be rough at first. It can be rough, very rough at first. So when I see Tia Mari or whatever, I understand what she be going through, because they just had her recently. They showed her with a picture with her husband for Christmas with her 2 kids. And it's like the perfect picture. And it is a perfect picture. It is a perfect picture. Because like I said, back to Deion Sanders, even though you divorce, these boys are grown men now. They still want to see their mom and dad together. They still want their mom and dad there to celebrate them. They don't know nothing about, what you was arguing about, or why dad is mad at mom, or why mom is mad at dad. They just want mom and dad to show up. That's all. I seen a picture of Carmela Anthony and Lala and their son. He got a big basketball win. And he had a picture of Lala on one side, the dad on another side. I don't know if they're together or not, but they did get together enough to take a picture with their son, because that's what he wanted. And your kids, no matter what happened between you and your spouse, they love both of y'all the same. They love you the same. And they don't choose. Now, some people, which, like I said, I never spoke bad of my husband. I let the kids always know he was a good dad. Me and him just ain't getting along. But I guess some people, tell people, oh, your dad ain't no good. He ain't this, he ain't that. Which I wouldn't do that, because I know my kids love their dad. And like I said, even though me and him might have not seen eye to eye, he always stepped up for them. You know what I mean? And I never really had a dad, but I had a granddad, and I love my granddad. So I never wanted to make their dad to be a bad person. You know what I mean? Because I know how genuine a man in a girl's life or a son's life, how genuine that man in their life can be. At least they love their dad. It's like moms be hollering and screaming and hollering, and the dads, they can just, offer kind words, even though as teenagers, sometimes they don't want to hear nothing you got to say anyway. But that dad, he kind of balances things out. And so far, it's so good, even though my ex, he had a lot of childhood issues that he is, out learning to go through. Other than that, he did the best he could. And I always say that, you did a good job. You did a good job. You did a good job. So kids will always love their dad. Kids will always love their mom. Like that Safari, her kid and that lady, she's trying to find a substitute for him, for the kids. What is his name? Safari? And the mom, the lady, real pretty though. She's real pretty. But she be taking jabs at him because they divorced. So you mad. You just mad and mean and bitter. I think her name's Erica. Don't keep me lying. Miss Camille. I know his name is Safari. And the lady, the ex-wife, be jumping over his fence and all that. But she be taking jabs at him. How she's going to find somebody to teach the little boy how to play baseball. All on you. Find somebody to teach him how to play baseball, knowing he's got a full-grown dad. And the dad don't want nobody around their kids. You know what I mean? And you want them to have them good relationships. Because if they can't talk to you, they know they should be able to talk to their dad. Yeah. And so far, so good. My kids, thank God I haven't had any problems out of them. At least that I know of. But Lord, because that oldest one, she'll tell you some stories. Matter of fact, all of them sat down, my older two, because they're going to be 30. The oldest one going to be 35 in March. And my younger, my next to the oldest daughter going to be 33. And now that we older, they talk to me a lot about different things. And some things I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. But I try to keep an open communication with them. They want to talk to me about different things. Yeah. But kids will always love their dad. No matter how much you fight to get away, fight to get a divorce, kids will always love their dad. And you want them to always love their dad. Yeah. Because he helped make them. And sometimes you see people on TV, they be grown adults and they be looking for their family, looking for their mom, looking for their dad. Something in them want to know where their dad is. Or I want to know who my real mom is, So, if you can, with just for insight, what I've seen over this. If you can work it out, work it out. But if you can't, still let the kids see their dad. Still let the kids love on their dad so they could be balanced. They can be balanced. Because a lot of stuff I couldn't go through. My ex-husband, he went through. Like my oldest daughter, she used to drink and party. She was like a party girl. And something happened where she got pulled over. Her and her girlfriends had been partying a little bit too much. And he was the one to go down there to get her out the police station, which she didn't get no ticket or nothing, but they scared him straight. You know, when he was like she was in her 20s, probably her middle 20s or whatever. She did that when she was living in New Jersey. Crazy stuff. And he went through all that with her. But or if her car broke down, you know, Dad would be there, you know, to help her out. But even with my grandsons, my 33-year-old, she have 2 boys, and they called her grandpa and talked to him on the phone. You know what I mean? And my oldest grandson, he looks exactly like my ex-husband. Exactly like him. Their grandmom gave them a picture of their dad when he was little, and my grandson looked at it exactly like matter of fact, one day I'm gonna show y'all the picture. I should have bought the picture, but the picture of my grandson and my ex-husband. Maybe I'll post it on my YouTube, one of the shorts or something cute for your birthday or something. But yeah, kids will always love their dad and their mom. In the case of Deion Sanders, he raised the kids, and their mom, when them boys, they are real famous now, and they make lots of money. And even though he raised them, and he showed them everything he knew, when they start making that money, they went to get their mom. And she's right there with them, front and center. Pilar Sanders. And even though he see her coming, he go the other way, the boys don't care. They had their mom right there. Like I said, they're not going to pick who right, who wrong, or who, which you know, as parents, y'all done fought. And whatever happened 10, 20 years ago. So you got to learn to get along, because I'm telling you, those kids, they little, you thinking they gonna move on because you done moved on. They don't move on. They love their dad. They love their dad. And if it's their mom, even though you can't see eye to eye, them kids love their other parent. And getting a divorce is just a piece of paper. You still got to go through the graduation. You still got to be there on birthdays and look at each other and see each other. That's what I'm saying. Because you get a divorce, it don't end nothing. The work starts after the divorce. It just don't, you go, it don't work like that. It's work. It's work to get through them years. Now, I'm on the other side. That's why I make these videos, because I'm like 20 years later and my kids is grown. Like I said, when I left my husband, the oldest one was 17, Mona was 15, little Kevin was probably, so Mona was born in 90, little Kevin was born in 95. So he's 5, so he was 10, and then Nene probably was 8 or 9. And you know, I moved them away from their dad. When they got old enough, they still, in the summertime, I let them go visit their family on their dad's side or whatever. And they turned out all right. I never had no problem with them. Except that, like I said, Shonda went to jail, her and her girlfriends, from leaving a party. They was like Jersey Shore girls. You know how them Jersey Shore girls, that's what she was wearing, that long hair, that Jersey Shore, you know, the clubbing on the beach and all that kind of stuff. But he was right there. He was there when she was born. He was the first one to hold her when she came out. And he's still there. Their dad. They love their dad. So you know, me and Dad not together. the kids love and acknowledge their dad. Yeah, and don't try to, if you, for the insight and wisdom, let them make their own, judgment about their dad or their mom. You know what I mean? Because when they get older, they'll see, oh, you know, this is why. Oh, I understand. They have to make their own discernment, and then they'll make their own decision how they want to deal with it. Because that's their mom, that's their dad, you know. They're going to always love that other parent. No matter how much, oh, he ain't no good, or if she not no good. Let them decide that. But still let them have, you know, their relationship with their parent. Because it gives them a balance. God created a man and he created a woman for a reason. And it offers balance. It offers balance. And their dad's mom and dad, which the dad, he passed about 5 years ago, which was their granddad. And even though I didn't have a dad, I had lots of uncles and I had a grandpa. But grandpa, he passed away a long time ago. But their mom, grandmom, their dad's mom, because my mom, she battled with some mental issues, but so she's still funny and fun to be around, but like if they really want life lessons or whatever, they can talk to their grandma, which is their dad's mom. So I never told them don't be close to their dad's family. But now that I'm older, if I knew right, God, he let me be around my husband's family. Them people was always good people. It was always cool, never no drama. Now my side of the family, child, was always something going on, Lord. Always in your business. And I seen why God let me move away, you know, to New Jersey with my husband and his people. That's where I should have stayed and drank my water and mind my business. But neither here or there, I have no regrets. Everything happened for a reason. And I make these videos because it might be a young lady out there wanting to leave her husband, thinking that, you know, you're going to leave and it's going to just, as soon as you walk out the door or as soon as you sign that divorce paper, everything is going to be hunky-dory. And it don't work that way. That's what I'm telling you. I'm 20 years in. 20 years after divorce, going on 20 years. We divorced in 2017. No, it's 10 years, yeah. But we've been separated 2005. So going on 20 years. And like I said, as the story goes, you know, it's not easy. Now, if you look at a lot of my shorts, I show videos of people that been married 50 and 60 years, 40 years. And this year, my ex-husband and I would have been married 35 years. And all those people that were married for the 50, 60 years, they just kept going. Because after a while, you get tired of arguing. After a while, you get tired of blaming the other person. And the years go by, if they don't leave the house or you don't leave the house, you just work through it. So I don't think necessarily that people were in love, but they just was in love with the commitment that they made. And they stuck with it. Because when you leave, you still got to meet somebody new, learn them all over again. Now, that's only if you meet somebody new. That you feel worthy bringing around your daughters. Which I had three big booty daughters. And my oldest daughter's big booty in little ways, cute, pretty. And then I had a son, I ain't want nobody around. So next thing I know, they all grown and I'm like, oh, I'm still single. And they all grown and married and having their own families. And I'm still young and vibrant. But even if I don't talk to nobody but my own daughters, and they have good, successful marriages, I just teach them how to love their husbands. And instead of blaming their husband for all ails them, work on yourself. Work on yourself. What is it that you could be doing? What do you like to do? What do you want to try different? Where you want to go different? What do you like to try different? Just do what you like to do. Because 9 times out of 10, the men don't leave. Most men don't leave. It's the women. It's the women that leave. And even all my friends that their parents been 50 and 60 years, the kids love their mom. The kids love their dad. They don't know what in the world. I don't even think the parents even mentioned what they foster fight about. But them pictures and the people that been together 50, 60 years, always have his pictures. To see the whole family together is like, oh, wow. Over the years, this is what it looked like. And it's so good to see them together 50 and 60 years until one of the spouses pass away. Because I got one church family member. They was married 62 years and the wife just passed. Well, no, they was married 58 years. And the wife just passed like 2 years ago. He's still hanging on. And so whatever you argue about, whatever you fought about, you know how you have a best friend in school and you in elementary school and y'all at first you used to fight and fight and fight until you kicked their butt, then they end up being your best friend. Same thing. You're gonna argue and fuss with your spouse. And getting over it, and you end up being friends. Shoot, sometimes you be arguing with your kids. They done got on your nerves, and you need space. And it just come down to you can't change people. People can't change you. You just have to learn to go your way, and look back and check on each other as you go along. You're not gonna have everybody always do what you want to do. But if you want to do what you want to do, go ahead and do what you want to do. Yeah, and have a good time. If you want coffee, go buy your little $5 coffee. Still have your own identity and love yourself, love your spouse, love your kids. Yeah, learn to be loving. All right, well, I almost talked for almost 30 minutes. I'm getting through these videos. I'm getting better. I hear everybody talking about they getting these YouTube checks and they monetizing and all that, which I haven't monetized yet, but I still make my videos because I want to maybe save somebody marriage, even if I just, my little white wisdom and insight, if it just save one marriage. Well, I know it's saving 2 because I got 2 daughters that's married. Or if something happened to me, they can always go back and refer to my videos. Right? Right. Or once my grandbabies get older, and somewhere out in the universe is going to be my mom's videos. Maybe when they get married, they might need to tell me advice. Well, hopefully I'm still around then. But the way my grandbabies is traveling, my oldest grandbaby 5, and the granddaughter is 5, and the 2 girls, my daughter, her and her husband live in Spain. Both of my grandbabies got passports. And went to Paris, Disney, Paris, France for Thanksgiving. daughter, she doing good, because she was my friends for a while. And I'm like, well, your husband is your friend. You know, take that energy, put in your husband. It's okay to have your girlfriends around. But when you have girlfriends, you have to balance it out. See your girlfriends on occasion, especially if they're single. You know, let them be single and you be married. Some girlfriends, they want to see, they single, they want to see you single too. So you got to watch out for that. That's another story for another day. But kids will always love their mom. Kids will always love their dad. And no matter how much you get a divorce and move on and go your way, the kids is going to always love that parent. So learn to get along. And if you have to get away, then get away. And another thing, if you don't, I listen to a dating coach on YouTube, and he says, if you're going to get married, don't have a kids by a man for 2 years. Which is people's business. Because I hear somebody say, oh, but what if your baby daddy get on your nerves, or baby mama? Another thing is to if you're dating somebody, use birth control if you think you're going to have sex. If you think you're going to have sex and you're not ready to get married, you don't have to have a baby by that person just because you like them. Just because you like somebody, you don't have to have a baby by them. Because some of these guys, they might just be out to see how much they can get. So they might not even like you. They just want to see who's giving it away. So get to know people first and spend time with them before you consider having kids by them. Then that way you don't have to be a single mom. And you don't have to be a single dad. Not to say that that's not going to happen, you know. But if that really bothers you and you feel like you really want to have sex, use some birth control pills. But if you're okay with the fact that you might have sex with somebody and he might go off and marry somebody else, and then you have to still, like I'm telling you, you still got to be involved with that person for the next 18, 19, 20 years. Because the kid's going to love their parents no matter what. Oh, he's a deadbeat. He's just, no. Well, you chose him. So don't be, if he wants to be around his kids, let him see his kids. But maybe in the future, as women, we just be a little wiser about who we choose to have kids by. Instead of getting on there, oh, your dad ain't no damn good. You know what we say. So instead of saying that, if you know you dating somebody and you think the moon and the stars, dating coach Amar, he says, date them don't have no kids for 2 years to make sure the marriage is going to work out. Because the kids could be stressful on your marriage. That's another video I'm about to make. So if you don't want to be single parent, or you don't know how hard it's going to be out on your own with kids, just use some birth control if you're going to do it. So do it. So do it. Say do it. Do it. If you want to do it, you don't do it. If you're going to do it, use some birth control. All this birth control. That way you don't have to call him a deadbeat dad. He's a deadbeat. Some women have a baby by each one guy they think they like. He just like you. Let him like you. You don't have to have no kids for him until he's ready to make a commitment to you. But if you think you're going to do it. Use birth control for yourself. Because then you got to take care of the kids, and then he might not want to help you, and then you be hollering about you a single parent. You don't have to be. Use some birth control. But that's your business, because my mom didn't marry my dad, which I didn't know no different. I mean, sometimes I wonder who my dad is. See, I'm a 70 baby, so I don't know what my mom was doing. But I never wanted for anything, because I always said grandma and grandpa. My grandma and grandpa raised me. But that's another story for another day. But, so I didn't have no mom. My mom never, oh, your dad ain't no good or this. Never, she never did that. And I always had a grandpa. Now, my grandmom used to talk about my granddad down low, dirty. But we didn't pay her no mind, because my granddad was good to me. He had a pickup truck, drive me in the back of the pickup truck in the summertime, take me to get ice cream cone. Yeah, he was always good to me. Yep. All right, well, I'm going to head on out. I'm setting up my Zoom calls for some of my cosmetology classes. So I was here at the library today. I found me a conference room. I got my Zoom call. Set my Zoom workplace account out. Ooh. So I'm looking forward to that. It's a new year. Going to take advantage of different opportunities. All right, well, there is a land of milk and honey for us all. Remember that the kids is going to always love their dad. No matter how much you get a divorce or move across the county, if you can, try to learn to get along, because kids will always love their dad. And dads are good guys. It's good to have a dad, because dads balance it out. All right. And these men are good men, so love on your man. They're not deadbeats. And if they are, you pick them. And whatever you're going through is just for a season. All right, so land of milk and honey for us all. Have a good day.